Coaching business growth tip number 6. Do clients commit to coaching then cancel without warning? Well, here's what to do. My name is Extus Justin, and I'll be addressing a question from Malka. So here's Malka's question. This situation has come up a number of times. I start working with a client who has a particular situation which they want to resolve. They may even buy a package of half a dozen sessions. Then all of a sudden, after 2 or 3 sessions, something comes up and they need to cancel the next session, but they don't reschedule, even after a number of reminders. Eventually, I get an email back saying that everything is going well. Sometimes they also say that they are still working on what we last spoke about. The problem is that even though the issue that they came in for has been resolved, and they are doing much better and they are much happier, they haven't fully moved up to the next level, which would create the distance to prevent the possibility of any backsliding. Any strategies as to how to address this with the client without sounding like I'm just trying to push them into more coaching sessions? So this is a great question, Malka, and this is something I dealt with a lot when I was first getting started as a coach. And for me, it was extremely frustrating for 2 reasons. The first reason is that clients, they were getting a chance to work with me. However, they weren't getting the full benefit of my coaching. So my reputation as a coach is something I'm always conscious of. When a client cancels only a few sessions into it because they feel they've completely overcome their challenge, it makes me a little uneasy. And the reason is because I've been doing this type of work for a long time, and I know that if a client doesn't go through my entire coaching process, it wouldn't be long until they sort of drifting back into old habits. A secret fear that always came up for me was that after they've stopped working with me and drifted back, what if they decided to go work with another coach? And the coach asks them if they've ever worked with anyone else in the past to help them overcome this issue, and my name gets brought up. And now the coach assumes that I'm not a competent coach and starts posting this all on social media. You know how crazy the whole social media world gets. The second reason why this was extremely frustrating was because I felt insecure financially, because when a client canceled, that meant I would have to go out and find new clients, because coaching others is my way of paying the bills. Okay, so I've developed several powerful techniques to help overcome this challenge. However, in this video, I'll be sharing just one of them. When I started using this technique, I found that future clients, they rarely ever canceled. So as it turns out, there are 2 critical aspects to a successful coaching business. The first is client enrollment, and the second is client retention. The majority of coaches are aware of client enrollment and how it works. However, very rarely do I run into a coach who understands client retention and how it works. And for that, they never focus on it. So why should you care about client retention? Well, without it, here's what you'll find. You'll find that clients will cancel on you without any warning, which will begin to affect your income, which will ultimately affect your confidence as a coach. And we all know that if you're not confident as a coach, then clients won't want to work with you. Okay, so here's one of the most powerful client retention techniques I've ever developed. I call it educate in advance. So what exactly do I mean by this? What exactly do I mean by educate in advance? So for you to understand and really get this, let's look at the first word in this phrase, educate. And what does educate mean? Educate, give training in or information on a particular field. So it's taking someone who has no idea about a particular topic and walking them through step by step everything they'll need to know to understand it clearly. So this video is sort of like an education video. Now let's look at the next word, advance. And what does advance mean? Advance means new and not yet generally accepted. So something is new and it's not yet generally accepted. So ultimately, educate in advance means that we want to make our client become aware that an issue exists before it ever comes up. So while on my coaching journey to building a highly successful coaching business, a big insight that I had was that one of the main reasons why clients would cancel was because I didn't educate them in advance as to why they needed to commit to the entire duration of my coaching sessions. So I had the experience of past clients canceling. However, clients who had just decided to work with me, they weren't aware of this, and they weren't aware of the dangers it could possibly spell. So they never had the experience. And if someone doesn't have an experience of something, then they won't know what to do when they get in the situation. And what usually happens is that they end up taking the path of least resistance. What this means is that if you don't constantly educate your client in advance as to why they need to commit to the entire duration of your coaching, then when it gets a bit challenging or when they've gotten a little bit of results, they will take the path of least resistance, and that path is usually to cancel. Does that make sense? Do you get it? Okay, so here's the script that I put together for you to use. That way you won't have to worry too much about clients signing up for your coaching sessions and then canceling without warning. So after they've paid the money and signed up for your coaching, here's what to say. Hey Stephen, making this commitment for us to work together, in my opinion, is one of the best things you could possibly do for yourself and for your future. And because of that, here's a theme that I want to keep bringing you back to. It's a theme that's woven throughout my entire coaching process. As you're aware, you've made a very important decision to sign up for this coaching program with me. You've paid the money, and what that tells me is that unlike 90% of people out there, you're a part of the 10% and you're really committed to achieving this result. You played at 100%. And as your coach, my job is to do everything in my power to ensure that you get this result during our time working together. And here's how we can ensure that you get this result. Let me share this quick story with you because I think that by understanding it, we will be able to get the most of our time working together. So as you know, I've been coaching others for a while now, and here's a situation that I've noticed that usually comes up with clients who decide to work with me. And I wanted to educate you about this because I think it'll be the difference between whether you get mediocre results or extraordinary results. So as you know, all the clients I work with come to me because they have a particular situation that they want to resolve, and they usually end up paying for a package of half a dozen sessions like you did. Now this is where it gets interesting. As it turns out, 97% of the clients who decide to work with me make the commitment to themselves and go through all 6 months of my coaching program and get extraordinary results. Results that they didn't even know was possible before we started working together. Okay, so pause for a second. Okay, so right here you could include stories of clients who've worked with you and got great results. You could tell their stories right here. Okay, so let's keep going. However, about 30% of the clients who come to me all of a sudden after 2 or 3 sessions tell me that something has come up and they need to cancel the next session, but they don't reschedule even after a few reminders. Eventually, I get an email back saying that everything is going well. They tell me that the issue that they came in for has been resolved and they're doing much better and are much happier. When this happens, meaning that when clients cancel a bit early, I get a little bit nervous, and here's why. The reason is because these are clients who start getting some traction while we're working together, and then they get a little bit too overconfident and decide that they're satisfied with the progress that they've made. Now, although the results that these clients get, they're okay. However, that's not what I'm after while working with my clients. I'm not here to give them okay results. I'm here to give them extraordinary results. In fact, the only clients I work with are clients who want extraordinary results. Is extraordinary results something you want? Well, if that's the case, I need you to make a commitment to yourself and to me that you will commit to our entire 6 months of coaching. Is that something you can do? Because sure, you'll get great results while we're working together and might think to yourself, wow, this is awesome. Maybe I don't need to continue with getting more coaching. However, remember, I'm not here to get you average results. I'm here to get you extraordinary results. And for that, you'll need to commit to an entire 6 months. So as you can see here, this entire script I walked you through, it was about educating your prospect. It was about educating them in advance, letting them know what challenges are going to come up and giving them the experience of it, letting them know what it would be like if they quit halfway versus if they continued all the way with your coaching program. Okay, so there's a few more pieces to this puzzle that you'll need to incorporate. However, this video should get you started. So begin using this script whenever you start working with new clients so that you could decrease the likelihood that clients who commit to coaching with you will eventually cancel before your session is over. So thanks for watching this video, and I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment below this video. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.